be an essay, you understand? An essay!
Well, if it's facts and...
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's error. I want to write my essay on some...
Yes, you came...
Did one of them just mention Tatarasuna? But that's all the way in Inazuma! Is it just Paimon, or is it kinda unusual for someone in Sumeru to want to write a paper about... Great! Let's go find out what this Tatar...
Alright, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your, if only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about her, this seems like the kind of thing she'd know about.
Oh, you're the traveler.
Hey, what's with that face?
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about your great exploits when I was still in Inazuma. This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion.
Oh, Sawada, for the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much, so our social skills are... Traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal and been to many places. Would you be able...
Actually, we don't know much about that place.
My teacher chose...
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline for the book I'm writing.
Hold on, Sawada. Don't you...
Well, fair point.
Let me give you some... But in the end, he threw it. Apart from the sword maker, his servant...
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time
So first this strange person goes...
Yes, my thought...
Stop shouting!
This part's important. It just so happens that a friend, even back then,
Wait, so there are two
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it. Have you ever...
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like Ishin...
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So, basically, this Niwa was a distant relative of the Kaidahara clan. Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their...
The Kaidahara?
Sawada, you left out the biggest...
Oh, yes, of course! How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about to be blown.
Get to the point.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the Kabukimono was not a human, but a puppet.
A puppet?
Aha! Judging by the looks on your face...
No,
I agree. It does.
Oh, and please read... Sawada was encouraged... Oh, how about if I plug the holes in so...
Wait, you're allowed to just make stuff up?
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched this extensively. I've reached out to everyone I could think of. Whatever information we have now is all that there is to know. This is as much... Besides, if there really was a political power struggle going on at anything like the level you seem to be suggesting...
Good point. Okay, back to...
We have some other stuff to do, so what?
All right, thank you.
Hey, so that thing they were talking about, it has... Okay, then even if we did know something about it, after all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. Information about people like that is usually super confidential, isn't it? If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many... Ah! Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like... The Balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see. Traveler, Paimon. Nahida! Bad news. We just saw them. Did he escape or...
Sure enough, you're here.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surasthana? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain. It was my idea to set the Balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me. A deal?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can. But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was...
So if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you...
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I... But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Don't you dare try to... As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the Balladeer.
Well, I for one have no reason to doubt you. Considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time. The Balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in plus. He's a former Harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond. Wait a second. Farmer? You mean... I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the Harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth... Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends, so
Yeah, obviously! Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate today.
Alright, then I'll do what we...
Good. Go now, and keep in touch. Nahida, are you... Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit. Yes. As I told you once before, there's information about your twin in Irminsul. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. So, you have You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information than I am. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of its power remain in him. He can still connect. The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through all of it without knowing what to look for would take too long, so I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more familiar with this kind of information, and should be able to find it more... Exactly! Or... I understand. But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing.
A feeling of being all alone in the dark. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it. It's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero.
Paimon's still worried about this idea.
I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. Seems like we have In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the task I assigned. Even though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbinger. If you could accompany him, it would put my mind at ease. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside. Great. Thank you. Prepare yourselves.
Wow, it looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru...
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company.
Shut your beak, jailbird!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards. But right now, I'm on temporary release. So maybe you should think about backing off a little.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences and be extremely... I know there are many grievances between you on both...
Fine, let's call it...
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are going to be traveling together. Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind. If there are no further objections, or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy, it's unbearable.
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure.
Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him. Wow. So this is the inside of... Ooh. Paimon's never seen...
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Teyvat. Every bit of information... Pick your jaws up off the floor.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he says?
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching.
Permission granted.
Let's go. Stay close.
Hey, so say we did go running off in here. What would happen? What are you smirking?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay...
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
It looks the same in every direction. No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a heap.
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it.
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents.
The Balladeer's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must...
The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
For once, we're the ones with...
Traveler, Paimon. Yes, I've also invited Paimon to join.
Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends.
Paimon's never tried this before. So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladeer's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers. Well done. Smart and attentive as... So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true.
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin.
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. Nahida...
If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on,
Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is...
Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone.
So the Gesse got it right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when... Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation. Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So...
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait! How did you know about that?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh?
This light. It looks similar to those...
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement!
Shh!
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatara Suna's furnace, after all.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so?
It's...
Whoa!
I have been in Tatara Suna for some time now. You have under your leadership. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has in the forging industry with skills.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Ina's, you allowed Akame to take all the credit even now.
You flatter me.
So you say, Escher.
My good sir.
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. Because I didn't want to what have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problem? And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. We've kept none of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious.
After all,
You're well...
Why, Mr. Niwa?
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the I'm in charge here.
Judging from the look in your eyes...
Drop the act! We're past that now. Whoever... I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your...
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
You're a little smart. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well. At least for the first few days. But it's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an alias, and that I was not from Fontaine at all. And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity.
If you kill me, there's no one who can get inside the furnace.
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet, you're a human.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out.
It's no trouble at all. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui Harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
The Fatui?
just to create a minor inconvenience for your nation.
That's it? That's why you gave us your cursed technology? Just...
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the... It is easier for a person to be... Make no mistake, even without you.
If you give him my heart, tell him he has nothing.
What a beautiful way to see the world. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target. You simply lost to something more powerful than you... I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, Mr. Niwa. Oh... Jester, I have completed the task you gave me, creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. What fun it was. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade. And if not, let's turn him to dust.
Dottore. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine? But why did we see things from his...
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit,
Maybe so, but
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so.
Let's give him some space.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but...
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult, so now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabuki Mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as the mechanic from Fontaine. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just a plan of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment. The ballad after the events you just saw in that memory. The doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then, he instructed the load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to them the mechanic answered. Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that the mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival.
Oh, holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim? That's terrible.
Yes. Only if he understands.
Dottore, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend. It won't. I'll keep my end of the...
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we want to know about?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Teyvat.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other
Huh?
The reason why there are records about your brother in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Khaenri'ah. Apparently, Khaenri'ah was his first destination when he arrived in this world. Plus, he only came to this world because the heavens responded to the sun.
The heavens...
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Khaenri'ah, and lived with your brother for a time. I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about... Did you get all that, Lesser?
Yes.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for my...
Huh? What have you...
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me. Give me your hand. Can you hear my voice inside your head? No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do is exchange. So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past? Done.
Huh? What the... What happened?
Nothing. I was just thanking her for... So long. I suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabuki-Mono will cease to exist. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of—
Hey, Balladeer!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny thing, but if a colony of harmless ants—
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Oh no.
Oh, can you hear me?
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now?
It was the Balladeer's fault.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so... Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or... did he achieve something beyond his...
Where the heck did he go?
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here. We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as...
We're out! And we're out.
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you. I'm sorry, but this...
An emergency? How bad is it?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor disturbances, it won't lead to a disaster.
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What do you think about... He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible. Right! You can't just rewrite history. It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would... Ooh, Paimon's... Huh? Ah! Sorry. Paimon accidentally... But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Ermin? God, there's no way he'll actually... There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on... Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But... So... Alright, Paimon will start. Andrean chili chicken! What do we... What was Paimon? Paimon was, talking? Huh. Paimon's in a... Is that a food... What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something... So, the Balladeer. Is that someone's name? Okay, sure. Where are we going? Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay?
Ah, it's been a while. Of course. Go ahead. Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. The once renowned Raiden Gokuden. The art of forging most of the great swordsmith clans of old. But fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma and took up the mantle of the Ishin art. Now, 2 clans remain. Of the original if my memory serves me right, you yourself were present.
Oh, yeah! We learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then, too!
That, in fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokuden, there is no harm in telling you, but I must warn you. The Raiden Gokuden were the targets of a murderous...
Vengeful?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. One brave swordsmith heard Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation, knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives. Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The furnace quickly stabilized, but the smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devil in his heart, powerless, and alas. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden. In doing so, he sought to vent his pent anger. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan, which he belonged to. His goal, but when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares. They fought back, fierce. That is why the Kaedahara clan and their Ishin art survived that day.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yet. My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other. On to the next. We're here!
Traveler! It's been a while. If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato,
Are they out on...
the Commissioner is out on business.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
If it were anyone else,
We'll be heading in there.
Hello, dears. Is there something you want to... Of course, what would you like to know? Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kami, as for the Commissioner himself,
So pretty much business...
very much.
Well, got any more questions?
You're very welcome. In fact, I would love nothing more, Miss Kamisat, I must say.
Alright, goodbye for now. Great! Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry.
All right, then.
oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep, everything's taken...
Very well.
Delve into destiny.
Boba, get them!
Propagate!
Enhanced animal module.
Nice and spicy!
Out of the frying pan!
Scatter!
Boba, get them!
my hammer.
You're
open.
Have
a little taste.
Decided by destiny. Out of the frying pan, into the...
Release my hammer. It's some fury. That tingle?
Stand clear. Swirl, mark. Propagate. Let me scry.
Done.
Ad Astra. Thank you for Ad Astra.
Frostbite. Let's begin. Flash
Boba, get the
Fate is upon you.
You can't run. All right. Flash breathe. With time. Frozen.
Propagate! Nice and spicy!
Now you got it. Looks like I electrify.
Shadows of fate! Scatter! Germinate! Delve into destiny!
Almost. Let's end this quickly.
help!
Scatter! Let me scry! Shadows of fate!
Nice and spicy!
I guess this is it.
Cheap tricks. Enhanced animal model. Frying pan. Scatter.
Fall before me.
Let me scry. Shadows of fate. Let me scry.
Propagate. Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Cut down.
Nice and spicy.
Fall before me. You win this battle.
Written in the stars!
We've only just begun.
You're toast! Springboard!
Have a load of this. It's time for a flash break. Frozen food.
You can't run! Well,
Scatter!
looks like I went too far. Roasted fried.
Propagate! Shadows of Fate!
This one's well done. Fortunate fault. Shouldn't get careless. Let's move.
Propagate!